All right, let's get right into it. We're looking at a powerful new book that basically argues our entire economic reality is about to shatter, and it comes with a deadline, a really, really short one.
Right out of the gate, the book hits you with this. I mean, wow. It frames what's coming not as some far-off abstract problem, but as a direct personal threat. The argument is that the whole idea of you being economically valuable, well, that's about to become obsolete.
And this is the central idea. We're not talking about some single event on the horizon. We're talking about a very specific window of time, about 1,000 days, where the fundamental rules of our civilization are being completely rewritten. And the author says that clock, it's not just ticking, we're already deep in the countdown.
Now, what makes this whole argument so fascinating is who it's coming from. We're getting this perspective from someone who's seen it all, a former hedge fund manager who literally profited from the flaws in the old system, and now, as the founder of Stability AI, is actually building the new one.
Okay, so before we even get to the future, we have to understand why the present is so messed up. Let's dig into how our current way of measuring progress isn't just a little off. It's driving us completely insane.
So you've got these two completely different stories. On one hand, you turn on the news and all the official numbers say, we've never had it so good. The stock market's booming, GDP is up, great. But then there's the other side, the actual human experience. People are less happy than ever, deaths of despair are skyrocketing, and an entire generation is buried in debt. As the book puts it, we're richer on paper and poorer in spirit than at any point in modern history.
And here's where it gets really twisted. Our main metric for success, the GDP, literally counts human suffering as a good thing. A massive hurricane wipes out a city? Hey, that's a multi-billion-dollar stimulus for rebuilding. Someone gets cancer? That's a huge windfall for the healthcare industry. Our system is so backwards, it's literally designed to manage sickness, not create health.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? This huge gap between what we measure and how we're actually doing, it's the first major warning sign that the whole paradigm is falling apart. It's like we're flying a plane straight into a storm, but all our instruments are telling us the weather's perfect.
So, if the way we measure things is so broken, how did we even get to this point? The book gives us this historical framework that shows why this moment in time isn't just another bump in the road. It's a total, irreversible transformation.
You know, throughout all of human history, the main source of economic value has flipped on its head 3 times. Each time, the world as we knew it broke apart and reformed into something completely new. We went from land to labor to capital. And right now, today, we're living through the 4th and final flip, the age of pure intelligence. We've gone from value being tied to physical stuff, like fields and factories, to this intangible but incredibly powerful force of intelligence, something that you can copy 1 billion times for basically free.
In all the previous shifts, humans could always find something new to do. We went from using our muscles to using our minds. But this time is different, and this idea of the metabolic rift is exactly why. For the very first time, we're competing with a kind of labor that doesn't play by our biological rules. It doesn't need to eat, it doesn't need to sleep, it doesn't need to rest. It just needs electricity.
This number, it makes this abstract idea terrifyingly real. Think about it. When a skill that used to cost, say, $35 an hour, now costs fractions of a penny, that's not just a little productivity boost. That's the complete annihilation of an entire economic category. It's a whole new price for thinking. And this is a conclusion you just can't escape when our minds, the very last place we had an advantage, are being outcompeted by a workforce that doesn't need to eat or sleep. That historical pattern of people just finding new jobs, it just breaks.
So, if this shift is for real and it's irreversible, where does that leave us? The author says that as the old system crumbles, there are only 3 possible futures waiting for us. And these aren't just vague guesses, they're the only stable outcomes that can actually happen.
The first one is digital feudalism. That's the default path, the one we're on right now. The second is the great fragmentation, basically a new kind of Cold War where countries lock down their own AIs. And the third is human symbiosis. Now this one's the hardest path because we have to actively build it, but it's also the only one where we still get to be fully human.
And this right here is the core challenge, but also the core opportunity. That 1,000-day window isn't about the world ending. It's about our opportunity to choose ending. It's the last call to consciously decide which of those 3 futures we're going to live in. Because once that window closes, the path gets locked in, whether we chose it or not. In the end, the book doesn't just hand us an answer. It turns the question right back around to us. The old world is fading away. A new one is waiting. The book argues that we're the bridge generation.
We can spend these next 1,000 days in denial or despair, or we can spend them building something new. The choice is ours, but the clock is very, very real.